Hey, ever wondered why billionaires just get richer and richer and richer year after year? You have a recession, well, you have some issues, maybe you lose your job, home, God forbid, but these fellas just get richer and richer and richer, as you can see in the chart. How does it work? Well, really easy. Billionaires have these three loopholes that they never let anyone know, but I'm going to tell you, and I'm not a billionaire, I swear. Number one, they don't pay taxes. Now, it may seem absurd that the richer you get in specifically the American economy, the less tax you need to pay. And these are not my words, but the words of the sage of Omaha, Warren Buffett. He says his secretary pays more taxes in terms of percentage than him. He pays, I think, 12 to 15% or 18% of maximum tax. His secretary pays 35 to 40% of tax. Now, why is that? Really easy. Because you will pay taxes when you take a salary. If Buffett takes no salary, he will never pay taxes. That is how it goes. And there's another way to do things, which I'm going to explain, not to worry about it. The second point is really cool because, okay, some of them may pay taxes and may lobby people and may pay very limited minimal taxes. But what if something else happens? I'll give you a really simple example. There's this guy called Gary Stevenson on YouTube, and he explained this really well, something called the wealth tax. So most of these billionaires have attached their wealth to their companies. For example, for Elon, it's Tesla. For Warren Buffett, it's Berkshire Hathaway. For Bill Gates, it's Microsoft, so on and so forth. The problem is that you will get taxed on the income you get, or the salary you get, or the wages you get. You cannot be taxed on the amount of money that you have invested or the amount of stake you have in these companies. I'll give you a very simple example. Elon Musk has like $450 billion something stake in Tesla and most of his things. He will never pay taxes on that. You know why? Because there is no tax anywhere in the world on having stake on a company. So that company could be $100 trillion worth, and Elon could be $45 trillion worth, maybe more than most of the countries combined, and he will never pay a single dollar in tax. Now, what if these people need to buy something, maybe buy a new country, or maybe buy a new island, or maybe buy a few elections? You know what I'm saying? What do? Well, really easy. They go to the bank and they're like, hey man, or the bank comes to them, I want some loan. And the bank's like, yeah, fine. How much do you need? And they're like, well, I'm going to give you $2 billion or $5 billion of my stock, of my company, or the whatever company they hold. And you're going to give me the loan. And the bank's like, fine, dude, I'm going to give you 70% or 80% on loan, sometimes 90% on loan. And they're like, fine, owing to the fluctuation in the stock, if it happens. But this billionaire guy, whoever this is like, hey, but I need some more. And the bank's like, well, I can give you that too. And I'll not take any interest, or maybe very minimal interest, because you're an old client and you have done a lot of service with us. So thank you for your services. This is how it goes. The richer you get, the easier life gets for you. I know it's sick. I know it sounds dystopian, but it is what it is, guys. And the third one, the last one, is pretty easy, and it happens probably in most of the country. It is lobbying politicians. Well, lobbying works in different ways, all right? One lobbying can be the politicians can't make you tax free or tax immune. Like, there will be illegal in most of the democracies. So what they do is they basically help you from the back door. I'll give you a very simple example, and this goes for both sides of the political aisle, left and right. Not going to be political, at least now. So Elon Musk has this company called Tesla, correct? Now Tesla, for the first 10 to 15 years, never made enough money to sustain itself. So what they did was they sold carbon credits. Now what do I mean by that? Well, the companies who were not in EV back then used to buy these carbon credits from Tesla, and Tesla used to make carbon credits. It's basically kind of like, dude, I'm doing the green energy work, I'm doing the tough work, so you pay these random credits from me, and I'm like, your carbon emission, whatever that thing was, which is now abandoned anyway, will be, strike down. It will be written off. And Tesla made a ton of money. Even now, Tesla makes a ton of money for carbon credits and from subsidies and so on and so forth. So what the politicians are going to do, and this was not in Tesla's case, but most cases, they would let you subsidize your product, or they would uh, help people to buy a product or buy a company, whatever the thing is. And in that way, you can make money. So you're not paying more taxes, or you're not paying less taxes. You're paying the taxes you're paying, but you're making more money of that because you help people who are in power, who are in government. And that is how it works. And that is how the people in our planet just get richer and richer. I mean, a few, just 5 or 6, get richer and richer and richer. And fun fact, while I'm recording this thing, the top 3 richest men on the planet have got more than $1 trillion combined. And in the next 10 years, that $1 trillion is literally going to go to $3 to $4 trillion, which will be more than 95% of the world's country's GDP. Think about that. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.